All right. Welcome to today's meeting. Today is... What day is it today? Today is Thursday, 23rd of July. There is not much of an agenda. There's just a few small items I want to go through just because there has not been much progress on JSR since the last meeting from 2 weeks ago. So if there's any topics from you all, I'd rather prefer to start with that. If not, then I can go into mine directly.
No, nothing from me.
Me neither. Fair enough. Well then, one topic is search. I mean, ever since we switched the search to Algolia, it has been working quite well. I don't think there's any issues with it, unless anyone has spotted something. But I mean, typing in STD works. Typing in, I don't know, some random stuff. I mean, it's working. I guess it's better than whatever we were having before with Orama. Although we have the problem that Algolia only gave us 200,000 documents that we can use for free. And yes, that is a lot for package search. Well, not even that much, but I mean, given the amount of packages we have currently, which is 20,000, I guess we can only grow in 10x. Then we are gonna be fucked by, well, was it 200,000, 200 million? I cannot remember exactly. I think it's 200,000 though. Yes, definitely 200,000. So basically, if JSR grows more than 10x than it currently is in terms of how many packages there are, the search will stop working properly, which is not ideal. I did ask them for an increase in the limits, but they said nope. We would have to pay them $15,000 a year in commitment, which is like not viable. But I mean, that's a problem that we have to cross once we get closer to having those limits. The only problem is with the limits right now is that we cannot feed the symbol search into that, which is quite annoying. So symbol search right now is still only local search on the user on the client side, and as such there is no search across the entire registry for symbols, which sucks. Or not sucks, but it would be nice if we finally could have a proper search that is across the entire registry for symbols. So not too sure what the answer is. However, there is a new search system that came out recently called ZB Search. I think it's zbsearch.dev. And yes, it is. And it is made by the original creators of Orama before there was some layoffs and, I don't know, just company drama at Orama. So the original developers have gotten together and made ZB Search. And it does seem nice. I mean, it's completely open source. It's free. There is no company behind it. Just the way to deploy it is you can deploy it to Cloudflare workers and Cloudflare R2 storage, which is quite convenient for us, given that we try to put as much stuff on Cloudflare. So if we could feed our search from Cloudflare, that would be quite ideal in the long term for JSR. So maybe that's something to investigate. I already contacted them for some information about it, but yeah, nothing pressing. The Algolia search does work, but if we want to have the global symbol search, then yeah, that's something we should investigate. Maybe also just have it for the symbol search and have package search on Algolia. We don't have to have everything on the same provider. Yeah. Not sure if there's any comments regarding any of this or search in general.
Much better than it used to be.
Yep, that's true. I cannot argue with that.
And ZP Search does look like a viable alternative.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just a fork of Orama, which I mean we had problems with, but it seems it did do some major overhauling and improvements. And given that it's not a company and an open source project now, maybe they're more open to help us fix things, since they're not incentivized by money. And
did they start at version 3.2.1 for some reason?
I don't know. That is a very.
It also seems like the problems with Orama were rather related to like the company behind it and not so much the technology. Is that true? Like I remember some migration where they were like a week in advance. Oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna discontinue the product.
Yeah, definitely there was some company issues, and I mean I don't know any details really, but I mean I tried to contact them many times regarding search and JSR not being ideal, and it seemed just that they had other priorities, and it was tricky to get someone on. But I mean, should be easier now with them being just open source in the form of GB Search. And regarding the 3.2.1 issue,
they continued versions from Orama. I saw that.
Yeah, basically, that is pretty much what I would have assumed. Which, fair enough.
Reasonable,
yeah. Yeah, I guess then that's everything for search. Not sure if Knopfensenf, if you have any topics you want to discuss. I'll take that as a no.
I saw that the dinoland/x is read-only now.
Yes. Yes,
/x directly related to JSR, but like, I mean, it kind of is.
It's a bit related to JSR, yes, but also like it's legacy. There's only like 2 or 3 packages that actively get published to it that have not switched over to JSR, and like we cannot keep an infrastructure like that and make sure that everything works for the 2 people that still use it. Like, maybe it's a bit more than 2.
No, but yeah, I think the main problem I had with migrating is that all the users depend on on the FX. And
that's
so it's like it's gonna be like an entire ecosystem change, like 40 different packages, some concerted effort, and I've just been procrastinating that. But
fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
like I mean, everything else is already published to JSR. It's just the biggest and hardest project to migrate.
Fair.
But I guess now there's no other option.
Now you're incentivized to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that is sort of how these things always work, right? Like you have like a couple of people who do it equally, and then a few have to like be forced. I'm on both teams at the same time, depending on the project.
That is fair. Yeah, it's just, I mean, /x has been legacy. We have not done any development on it. We've had some issues infrastructure-wise. Not that much, honestly, but it's just also like we are paying for the service, and like in our view, no one's using it. Like, yes, people are using it, but it's very small amount.
Yeah. And I guess it's gonna get a bit cheaper because now it's like completely read-only. Like, are you planning on moving everything to a single CDN and then call it a day?
Basically, just move everything to Cloudflare R2 and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's just, Like, I probably would have done the same, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, we've been meaning to like slowly deprecate it for a long time. It's just, I guess, now we just got it. Or Ryan was, I don't know why he said, but he said we should do it. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then, Baltic has been working on that. Anything else?
We have to open the issue now that we talk again. I remember I wanted to open an issue regarding the Dino pack supporting dependencies, because that has to happen now that we move to JSR.
Yes, indeed. Right then. Let me think. Yeah, so Cloudflare now has given us access to WAF, even though we're not enterprise, which is very nice.
Nice.
So I have an open PR in JSR. I need to continue on it and finish it. Yeah, it's the latest PR, move front-end scraping protection from the load balancer to WAF. WAF, I hate that naming. I don't know. WAF just doesn't roll off nicely off the tongue. Anyhow, basically now we can do proper bot prevention and protection of the service of JSR, which
Does that mean diff comeback?
potentially.
Nice.
First, we will roll this out and then see if traffic of scraping reduces on the docs endpoint. If it does, then that's good. But yeah, by us disabling the docs endpoint for older versions and disabling diff entirely, the costs have gone down dramatically. Like, it's insane. Basically, most of the cost for JSR was just docs and diff endpoint, which is obviously not viable.
That's great, but that's also sad, right?
Oh yeah, I agree. But I mean, if we are able to prevent the abuse of it via WAF, then all is good. Yeah. Yeah. Else, I guess I gotta further optimize doc generation, which I already did quite a lot of. There's probably still a bunch of stuff, but overall, it's yeah. Also, the one annoying thing about the way docs generation works, well, not the generation, but I guess the displaying of like a specific symbol, is it has to first download the artifact that contains the doc node information, and then it can check if the symbol actually exists. And a lot of the scraping we got was on 404 pages. So we're doing a bunch of work, aka downloading an R2 file from the bucket, which is, well, not free, and checking if the symbol exists. So if somehow we could, prevent that, it would be ideal. Technically, we could have maybe a database table with symbols. So like just have package name, package version, and what symbols it has.
Yeah.
That's
like the number of, that's like as many rows as there are total symbols across all versions, across all packages, across all scopes, right?
Yeah, so maybe it might put a lot of strain on the database. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is also the correct solution. Yeah, but and don't know if that would actually make things cheaper. Maybe it's more expensive to do that. I have no idea. Also, it always depends on the package. Like for R2, because R2 is like pay for data when you download, and I don't know, a package like Zod has a massive file for
like 15,000 symbols, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And I mean, I'm just checking the storage. Let's see. Docs. Zod. I don't know. Random version. So the compressed file is 250 kilobytes, which is yeah, I mean, it's not
much smaller than I thought, but it's also per page visit quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's also compressed. That has to be, well, okay, then it obviously is decompressed locally, so I guess that doesn't matter. But if I uncompress it, it's 3.4 megabytes.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, and then that's being decompressed in memory on the server. So like that also is a cost. It's not cheap compute. So maybe it is cheaper to just add a database table. I don't know. Anyone wants to investigate this, that would be great. But yeah, we'll see. I'll try to get the bot prevention stuff landed next week. The annoying thing about the bot prevention stuff is that it kind of has to replicate a lot of the routing logic we have in the load balancer, and we do like a lot of weird stuff. So I am not 100% confident that the WAF rule will be able to be a one-to-one match. I mean, I did throw Claude at it, and it says it is, but I have my doubts. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I need to throw Fable at it instead. I don't know. Yeah. Also, WAF
Keep
rules
trying until it
awful.
says it's incompatible.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I talked when I was talking with the Cloudflare folks. They suggested a different solution, still using WAF, but Claude says it's not a viable solution in the end. So,
yeah.
And I had to agree with Claude. Claude did have a good point that it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Basically, they suggested, like Cloudflare suggested, that we should have multiple workers and put WAF in front of the front-end worker and API worker, and sorry for the ambulance. But yeah, we should have a separate worker for the front end and just have everything that goes through it be protected by WF rule. But then how do you know which user it is? Because the load balancer has to do the routing, etc., and then you have to forward. Yeah, it gets weird. So trying to replicate the current load balancer behavior as a WF rule probably is the best, even though it will mean that there's two separate places where the routing happens. But we'll see. I'll have to test further. I've not tested this on staging yet. So once I do have this on staging, if anyone is up to try stuff around and try to scrape JSR staging environment, I'll let you know in the general channel.
Yeah.
Please don't scrape too aggressively though. Though then again,
I'll send you guys.
then again, I mean, if you do and it doesn't affect our cost, then it means it worked. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. Yeah, cost went down due to the doc stuff by a decent amount. Let me see if I can quickly take a look at the billing. Let's see. Yeah, it just has been trending downwards basically ever since we did the fix, I think. Yeah, this new Cloudflare dashboard has been confusing me a bit. But yeah, it has been trending downwards. Right now, Cloudflare, we're paying daily around, I guess, between $15 and $20 a day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is...
That's not bad.
No. So workers, we're spending like most of it, obviously. That's the load balancer and the front end, which makes sense. Then there's R2, which is like $2. And yeah, that's basically it. So it's just that, which makes sense since we don't use anything else currently from Cloudflare. However, there is then the cost of GCP, which is obviously the more expensive part. Let me see if I can pull that up. Want to see. I'm not gonna say probably any explicit numbers because I shouldn't. But I mean, let's see. I can give relative numbers. Just give me 1 second. Trying to figure out how to use this Google dashboard once again, which I absolutely despise. The thing should not exist, but alas, here we are. Let's see. JSR. So, yeah, before we... Okay, so while we were being actively scraped and the last, like, before we disabled the endpoints, there was a massive spike where at one point we spent $220 a single day.
Oops.
Yeah, like the scraping somehow got very aggressive, which I don't understand how it suddenly increased by that much, because it was always like relatively stable, and then suddenly it increased more, no matter like we didn't change any infrastructure or anything, and it was always trying, like whoever's scraping is always trying to scrape a lot more, but it seems that they can't. But I guess maybe they figured out a solution how to work around it, and yeah, for like 2 weeks or so we had like huge bills of above $100 a day. But now, like, it's down to like 20, 25-ish to $30 a day. So basically daily cost for JSR across all services is $40 to $50 a day. Which...
Yeah, adding 50,000 annually is kind of...
Oh yeah, just for search. Also,
put
yeah,
that
that's
into perspective.
not even for the whole thing. No, it's just for search.
Yeah,
So no, that's no go. And yeah, I'm still trying to reduce costs for JSR in general. I mean, Cloud Run now is relatively cheap. It's down to $16-ish a day, 15, 16. But the other expensive part is the database. So we're paying $10 a day for database, and that's basically the whole cost breakdown for GCP, which sounds kind of a lot for database. I mean, just storing stuff. So I wonder if there's anything that we are maybe storing too much of or could optimize. But that's always kind of tricky to figure out, I feel like. Yeah, Google does have like insights into database usage, etc., but there's only so much that it helps with and can optimize. I feel like maybe there's some core infrastructural aspects that maybe we could improve. But also maybe the solution is moving the database away from GCP. I don't know. But first priority in terms of moving infrastructure away from GCP is the API server, and for that I am talking still with Cloudflare folks, and Cloudflare currently has an experimental system for being able to run much more of Rust apps in Workers RS, being able to then also compile Tokyo apps and just more I/O and async stuff to Cloudflare Worker, which is basically what we need. And I've been talking with them and experimenting and using their branches and stuff. And I mean, I was able to run the entire API server on Cloudflare Workers. There's still some bugs, still some issues, but yeah, if we could entirely run the entire API server off that, that would be ideal. Would also be meaning that the API server could be faster for end users, or just the general website experience would be faster, because the GCP API server is running entirely in a single region, US East, and with Cloudflare it could be, well, distributed. That's kind of the whole point of Cloudflare Workers. So that would be an optimization. Then, however, that will increase cost for the database because the database is also only in US East. So then we will have to look into migrating the database, for which I was told by Cloudflare that they do have like something with planet scale. So maybe we could move our PostgreSQL database away from GCP into planet scale, and then we would also have a distributed database.
Yeah, I mean, most of it is read traffic anyways, right? So it should be pretty easy to,
Yes,
cheap to replicate. And
that's true. Yeah, like the only write traffic really is publishing and any admin interaction on a scope or package. That's basically like the most of it. There's a bunch of other stuff still, but yeah.
Perhaps like download stats.
Yes, that is true. Download stats, yeah. Download stats is kind of weird. I want to kind of rethink it, how it works. So for reference right now, the way we do download stats is we store traffic that load balancer sees in Cloudflare, or what is it called again? Analytics engine. Yes, analytics engine. And basically it's just a database that has basically just all information about it, like a package download or a file download, depending on the runtime. And then on a loop, I believe it's every 3 or 6 hours, the API server will pull the latest data and then put that in the SQL database, and like we'll normalize the data, make sure that there's not like weird stuff in there, and removes any additional stuff that we don't care about for the purposes of showing the graphs, and then just stores package name, package version, and how many downloads it has, and it will just increment constantly for that specific time period. And yeah, it's a system that works, but I feel like it could maybe be streamlined a bit more.
Yeah.
So
it is kind of convenient not to have to store every click in our own systems, though, right?
that is, yeah. I mean, the analytics engine is backed by ClickHouse, which is kind of purposely built for that kind of stuff. And then we're basically just grouping it together and doing it in batches and moving it into SQL. So I guess we are doing the correct approach. Just, I wish, because I guess trying to read it on read every time from the ClickHouse thing also would not be good, because we would have to do all the sampling and just batching and grouping every time, which is also not reasonable. So maybe what we are doing is correct. Maybe though we could, because, okay, so the downloads table in the database is the biggest table out of all of them. That is sadly the truth. And
in number of rows or
data. Just pure,
basically.
pure data stored
Right.
in the database. Like if I take a look at it, because I know that Google has a way to break down by usage based on tables, though that seems to be, I can't remember how I did it last time, but there's a way to do that. I'll take a look for after the meeting. But yeah, it was the most used table, which is not ideal. So I wonder if we can somehow improve that. Obviously, it's one of the most read tables because every package has it on every view of the package. It's the most written table just because, well, constantly on a loop, having to update everything. Maybe it's not the most written table. It could be maybe on after the files table that we have for all the files that are published. But anyhow, that aside, it's definitely up there. And I wonder if maybe we can optimize it. Maybe we could have more of a rolling system with the table, that like we keep retention of data, I don't know, for 3 months, and then after 3 months the data get less granular. So then we could have a separate table just for, like, instead of 24-hour download data, we could then have, I don't know, weekly download data for,
Yeah.
I don't know, the top 6 months, and
How-
then we can
How far can the download stats be browsed even? Like, do we even like? I was just thinking of NPM, and they only show really like, what is it?
past
The
week.
total count and then last week, right? Or something?
Yes, I believe so. And I mean, yeah, that's something that I want to do different than NPM though. But
Fair enough,
obviously
yeah.
they have their reasons to do that. And yeah, if I go, I don't know, let me take a look at a random package. Let's see, versions. So we do currently, I think, only show data up to 3 months ago. If you go to the version page, and there's not any way to show more. And that's broken down by default by weekly, though you can also go down to daily, so I guess, and also monthly. But monthly is kind of useless on when you can only see 3 months worth of data. That's like 3 data points or 4. So yeah, not sure. Probably could optimize some stuff around that, make it more, yeah, just make it less granular the older the data is. I think that's probably reasonable. I mean, I don't think one person cares about the download stats of this specific package, this specific version from like 3 months and 2 days ago. Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's true.
so yeah, probably just reducing granularity probably is the way to try to improve that, because I think right now we do actually just store everything and never clean, like delete stuff, though maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to double check again. Also, just checking the database CPU utilization, it's like at 10%. So we could be using more of the database, though memory is 50%. So
Oh yeah.
maybe we could also just scale down the database a bit, since we don't seem to need as much as we used to. So also I see that there's some alerts in the database. I'll have to double check that. Anyhow, that's I've been rambling on about this nonstop. And technically we are over time, but if there's anything else anyone wants to talk about that's maybe a bit more interesting than infrastructure, then please go ahead. Or even if it's infrastructure, that's also fine.
I don't know. I was just thinking of page load times, especially for like docs. That's still like a bit annoying sometimes. But I think the whole WebAssembly story like might cut down on latency too.
I mean, yes, that would definitely be the case. I mean, again, the API server is always going through the US. So, and some of the endpoints do multiple API calls. So, yeah, that probably would help a lot if we have it regional or distributed. But yeah, in general, also, like, I would like to optimize further the docs generation, but I've spent a decent amount already doing it, and not sure if there's that much more that can be optimized. I mean, probably is probably some wacky stuff that can be done, but yeah, not sure. Maybe I should just throw Fable or Claude at it, and or like normal Claude, and just investigate performance. Though that's always like, it could go on for like hours upon hours and not do anything.
And then also there's one thing that seems to be popping up every once in a while. Just recently had a notification about some issue, which is like including other assets in the download. Like when you download something from JSR, that it sort of like ships, I don't know, like binaries or whatever PNG files, or like, just static things that aren't included directly from the source. And like I kind of get that this doesn't really make sense from the JSR point of view if if everything's like a website and you just follow the URL. But people are used to it from NPM. And so I don't know if you should like use bytes imports. What's the like is there like a JSR story for this? Is there some equivalent?
I mean, yes, I guess bytes imports is the way, and text imports. And I guess CSS imports as well. Which actually I think I have to take a look to enable it for JSR. It's enabled in Dino as of recently. Yeah, not like, we've not come to a solution yet, and I doubt that anyone at Dino has an idea for proper solution. So I feel like maybe that's like a full-length topic we should maybe discuss at one point during one of these meetings and come up with a technical solution for this issue.
Sounds good.
But I think that's it for today, unless there's any more last-minute topics. Else I would.
Is it still just going to be you, or is anyone else going to be coming on?
No, probably it's still just going to be me. I mean, at least from the Dino side, I doubt that will change too much. We have multiple ongoing projects, and even my time has been relatively limited on JSR. But I'm trying to expand a bit more on just getting contributors and also the governance side of things, and move it to an actual foundation, and then some more logistical stuff that maybe will make people contribute a bit more, but not sure.
Is there any updates on the NPMX side?
No, nothing on that regard yet. Augustine asks what happened to board of director of JSR. Nothing has happened. It still exists. There hasn't been a meeting yet in any recent time, but I'll soon try to push for a meeting, just because I am trying to push forward for the foundation stuff myself. I kind of have been doing that behind the scenes. Basically, idea has been to potentially create a foundation with some other projects as well, but that's very much has been a discussion, though I have started work on the paperwork for that, just to further push for those discussions. So we'll see. But yeah, so no meeting anytime recent, but I hope that there will be a meeting soon, just for this topic specifically. OpenJS Foundation is not viable for us. OpenJS Foundation does not want to run the infrastructure of JSR. They are happy to host the code base and do that, but they don't want JSR the service, because that's a cost. And a cost not just in infrastructure, but also cost of maintenance, cost of support, stuff like that. I've talked multiple times with people from OpenJS, and that's always been the main problem. Yeah, it is, but it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I know that OpenJS does not have infinite resources, or already relatively limited resources. So yeah, so probably creating our own foundation is the best way forward, especially since kinda the best, or the main thing why we would want a foundation, besides obviously for the idealistical aspects of it, is just that with JSR being in a foundation, we would be able to get Cloudflare to sponsor most of the costs, if not all of the costs of running JSR, the service. But that's to be seen.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, that would be ideal if we don't have to pay for it.
Whatever happened with the like Dino fight for JavaScript being open?
That's still going on. The lawsuit is still ongoing. It's just lawsuits are slow, especially in the US, especially corporate stuff, especially against Oracle. So I don't know the exact details, but I know that it's still actively going on. It's just like there's a massive timeline, and there's stuff like timeline still for already next year to happen, like late next year.
Oh, blimey. Oh.
Yeah, legal stuff apparently can be very slow, which is annoying, but we'll see. I hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know, CF already offers Node.js infra for build binary. Yeah, exactly. They have a whole thing basically for open source and foundation related stuff to be able to use the infrastructure for free. I talked a lot with James Snell about this and some other people at Cloudflare as well. So it's something that I am slowly working towards, but it's, again, more legal stuff that is slow, just like lawsuits. It's always the legal stuff that's annoying.
If you was a open source foundation, would that mean that you'd get those like super AI, open AI credits that they seem to give away?
I don't know. I've not actually looked at that. I'm not familiar with that at all. But I mean, if we are a foundation and OpenAI has stuff for that.
Yeah, I mean, they have a thing for like supporting open source.
Yeah, Codex for open source. I just found it. Yeah, it's a program.
Yeah, I have that. They get like I got like 6 months of what's it called? Codex. Like, is it ChatGPT Pro 20X? I think.
Yeah, whatever the top one is.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's.
I mean, if we can
like
get free AI for JSR,
yeah, basically,
I would be happy with that just for being able to work on stuff and review my shit, basically, because yeah, it's more likely that I get AI to probably review my stuff than other people. As much of a shame it is.
That is true. I can, of course, use my Codex thing to do that. I don't use the limit at all. Like, I sometimes use it because it's fun, but I don't really like.
I mean, if you want to contribute to JSR with that, I'm more than happy.
Sure. I personally find like LLM reviews to be kind of sloppy. Like, I mean, they have obviously gotten a lot better, and sometimes they do surface interesting stuff. But like usually, I want to ask for it before getting it, and not default to getting one.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I have set one of my agents to just always review on a loop any PRs that I open, just because.
Right.
I mean, the good thing is it will find stupid bugs, and then I can actually have someone else actually take a look and approve. Or if it's like if it's something that's not like infrastructure critical and it's more like UI stuff, then I'll just merge it in if I'm happy with it and the AI doesn't have any problems with it. But yeah.
Do you want to request my review on GitHub whenever you want to review? I don't really have like some automated agents running somewhere on some accounts.
Fair. I'll have to take a look because I know GitHub can be a bit weird about assigning stuff and requesting reviews from external people, which is weird. But then I guess you were not external. I forgot about that part.
Yeah. That is true. I might not have read permissions, but
you have some permissions.
Yeah, good enough for that.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, if you want to do any feature work or fixes, that's also welcome.
I have this other thing of like migrating something off of /x. That's higher priority right now.
That is fair. Then use your credits for that.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I can definitely help out with JSR. I do have my periods where I sometimes do this, and then I have periods where I don't. But it's free time open source.
Fair. All right then. We have gone quite over time. I'll call it here. Let me quickly check regarding next meeting, just to make sure. That will be obviously in 2 weeks on August the 6th. Yep. I mean, there's nothing preventing that meeting from happening. So, yeah, I'll speak to you then. Have
I
a good
won't
one.
be there.
Oh, you will
You
not?
do?
Will
No,
you?
I'm busy at night. But
Fair enough.
I'll be there another day.
Fair enough. All right, then. Have a good one. Bye-bye.